It'll be better actually. Just say like don't don't watch. All right, testing. Is this working? This is a median training. So this is a median training, how to trade the median. We just spent the first little bit of this call going through some technical issues. So thank you for everybody who's on live, everyone watching the recording. This is probably going to make your life a lot easier. So let me know. You want to refresh up here. Are you guys live? It's back. Okay. Refresh. So we just got to refresh.
Sorry, guys.
All right, so for the recording people, everyone watching the recording, lucky you. You didn't have to go through the technical issues. But guys, median training, how to trade this median level. Here's what I want you guys to see. First is pitchfork forms. Now, what's our rule? Mine and Sam's rule. Does this mean that 100% of the time this is right? No, but this means most of the time, here's what you should do. We do not, I repeat, do not take the buy off this level. We only sell off this level, or wait for it to hit this thing, and then once it touches this middle line, aka the median level, that is when we are going to start to look for buy setups. So if it gets down to the median, we're going to look for the buy. The other thing that could happen is the break retest. Now, why do I not want to sell this right here? Because most of the time, the power of the harmonic is going to overpower this first dashed line. Not always, but sometimes. And because the most accurate trade we're looking for is going to be the buy off this level going down this way. So now, every single time, just so you guys know, take a screenshot of this. I can take a screenshot of this. Haha, look at me, I'm smart. So right here, guys, look at, okay, we're gonna take a screenshot of this. So every harmonic pitchfork, these are your trade options. All right, these are the trade options. The only things I'm looking for every single time I see a new harmonic scan in a pitchfork form, these are the only trade options I'm looking for. I'm not looking to sell. I'm not looking to buy this here. I'm looking to take this whole move. I'm looking to take this whole move. So let's see what happens. Let's see what happens right here. All right, so this is what we're looking for. Let's let price play out. So it comes down and it's just stalling out. Okay, it's making this move down. So this is when you would have drawn the pitchfork. Now, first thing I want you to notice here. This did not even care about our pitchfork level. You see that right there? It broke right through. So, and it went, it went 12 pips through. So it broke through our pitchfork level. Now, what's that mean? Well, this right here is our winner. This is our winner. This is now what we are looking for. This is the trade setup we are looking for. So let's let it play out. Let's see what happens. There it was, right here. Now this happens fast.
They finally gave it to you.
It came back to this level right here. And look how quick this happens. 13 pips in 10 minutes. And then it pulls right back. Now, here's what I want you to understand. You would have been stop profited out of this trade. Don't think this is a loss. Now, first and second and third and fifth. Here's what you have to understand when you're entering a trade like this. This trade, if you choose, all right? If you choose this trade, the break retest of that dashed line, you need to understand that your options have to be, this is a strong downward momentum trade. So I have to get confirmation from a trend line here. Confirmed, trend line, got it. Okay, I have a trend line confirming this move. Next, I have that touch. I'm going to enter that trade. As soon as I get an impulse push, like guys, I can't even, it goes so fast. As soon as you get this impulse push, You better move a stop profit. You better, please, 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 please. If you got in right here, probably got in because you would have covered this previous high right here. You could have got in with a 5 pip stop loss. Now you get in here with a 5 pip stop loss and you get up 13 pips in 10 minutes. You're look at this risk reward. 2 to 1.6. Minimum stop profit, maybe even closing half at this point. Because this is a high impulsive trade, and especially when you see this, the next candlestick pulls back, next candlestick pulls back, boom, it takes off. It takes off. Now, here's what I want you to see.
They're saying that you can change the speed. Oh, the speed bar.
Yeah, it's all the way up.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, if you want, you see it's going too fast.
Yeah, I feel it. I feel it. Yep. So when that happens, boom, you're either taking your 2%, maybe 4% if you use that tight stop loss, or you got stop profit out. All good. Because sometimes you're going to get that full impulse, that push. So let's just let this thing play out. What happens? Sam, do I buy here? No. Why not? Why don't we buy?
Because it has not hit the median.
All right, guys, right there. We do not buy because it has not hit the median yet. So does this give you a buy setup? Yes, it does. Could you have taken this setup and made money? Possibly. You could have. But let's see this thing play out.
It is not a high percentage win, guys. That's the thing.
Now look what happens. So this price does pull all the way back. So now what are we looking for here?
To sell it again off of that. And this right here, if you guys notice right behind, you know how Chance was looking for that to come back up? It finally did it. Not in the time he wanted it to, but you guys see how that's exactly what happened?
So now here's what we're looking for. Boom. So let's see what plays out. Let's get our entry here.
Now, just for anyone who is new to the session, new to the strategy, this trade setup that you see right here, that retesting that same top upper parallel as our D point, this is one of the most, I guess, the most high accuracy trade setups off of this entire harmonic pitchfork is when it does come and retest this right here.
So we are looking for that take. Now, look what happens here. Guys, price plays. Now, here's what I want to show you. Now, I'm not showing you guys this, and make sure you understand this. I'm not showing you guys this because this is the best one. I'm showing you because this is a hard pitchfork to trade, and I'm trying to teach you guys how to trade in these hard pitchforks. So when you see this thing push off, you have to just run your stop profit. You have to draw a trend line right here as this thing's forming this downtrend, and as soon as it breaks back up, just close the trade. Just take your 7, 6 pips. Just take your money. Because look what happens. Price comes right back up to the same exact level. Then we have another opportunity to get in if we want to. And look what happens. So either, here's what I think gets a lot of people. I think this gets a lot of people, and I don't want it to get you. Don't want you to get got. I don't want you to get got, guys. Please, please, please don't let the markets take advantage of you. The markets know, they don't know that we got in here off pitchforks because not enough people trade pitchforks, but the markets know once it makes this pull, what's it going to do? It's got to pull back. It's got to pull back. Look, even here, it makes this impulse down, pulls back. Impulse down, pulls back. So when we see this impulse down, we have to expect a pullback. So if I draw the fibs here, right, we put the fib level here to here, all the way down to here. We're catching this spot here. This to here are where our fibs are. The fibs are on this top to this top. So you can see that it wicks here and then breaks underneath the 618 and pulls back. So that does give you a sell entry here. But if you see price breaking above and coming to this level now, like if we leave the fibs, this actually gives you good confirmation for your stop profit. So when you get here, honestly, with this move down, if I'm up these pips, if it breaks at 38.2, you don't want to give too much more back to the market. So I would just, again, draw that trend line. When it breaks back, take a little bit of my money. It comes, confirms, enter again. This is where people struggle. This is where people struggle. Because some people, me included, especially when I started trading this strategy, it was hard for me to take my profits and get in again. But when I take this money here, so I enter this first trade, I get out. Let's say I make 5 pips. I make 1% growth on this trade. Then that's better than a stop profit. You understand? That's better than a stop profit.
That's a million times better than a stop loss.
And especially when you don't know if price is going to hold this level. But when price confirms and it holds this level again, boom, you enter the trade again. Now let's let price play out. When we see the break retest of the 0 here, that's confirmation I would move my stop profit down to like that 23.6, like really far down there. And then you can see that would have got hit. Now again, why do I put my stop profit here? Why would I put my stop profit like right here? So I secure the bag again. We were up 3%. I don't want to give too much back to the markets. I probably would even put right in this 27. So when you see it break this 27 right here, boom, you can put your stop profit down here and just chase it, chase it, chase it. If you're looking for this, if the momentum. So here's one thing I want you guys to understand. The momentum of the upper has not changed, the higher time frames. That's what you have to get here. Watch, when I switch this background, you're going to see what I'm saying. So, actually, let me just do this. This will be easier. So what I mean is this. Don't forget about the momentum of the chart on the higher time frames. Now, it's hard for me. I can't go back and forth in replay mode, sadly. Just paid for that unlimited pack. They should include that. But here's a trend line, guys. Look at this trend line. Look at this trend line. How's this trend line formed? It'll be easier to see on the higher time frames what you got here. Touch, touch, touch. A little bit of a breakthrough, price comes back up, and then what's price do here? Touch, rejection, then price comes up here, touch again, price comes up here, touch again. So what am I being aware of? Guys, I need to be aware of the overall trend. So this is what you have to understand we're doing here and why we're putting such quick stop profits in. And honestly, guys, this is something that when you see this upward channel here, even if I extend this back, you can see it's got even more touches on the backside here. This channel, just because the harmonic formed in this channel and gave us this great sell point here, if you just took the harmonic trade, like if you were just a harmonic trader, the harmonic did its job. It got you 40-some pips. But as a pitchfork trader now, here's where I think people are having a lot of trouble, is you're not taking into consideration the higher time frame trend. And that might be our fault because sometimes me and Sam just assume that you guys know, and not that we assume you know it, but we just assume it's there.
We just kind of see it without thinking about it at this point, and that's our fault.
So when I see this higher time frame and I know I'm entering these cells, right? I know I'm getting in this cell here. I understand that these are risky trades. Why are they risky? Because I'm selling in an uptrend. So when I see this trade go down 10 pips, I'm securing some money. When I get in the second trade, guys, and I have this trend drawn, you should have secured the 15 pips. You should have made at least 2% on this trade because you saw it reject this uptrend. And then look what happens when price comes up here. You see it kind of stalls. Maybe you took a loss here, but realistically, guys, this thing never confirmed back down. See how this pulled down and then confirmed? This thing just struggled, broke. If you drew a trend line on the 1 minute, even you can kind of see it here. Again, that's why we try to trade on the 1 minute, but it's hard to do replays like this on the 1 minute. But just imagine on the 1 minute, there is a trend line here. You guys see this trend? You see this trend, 1 touch, 2 touch, 3 touch, 4 touch, 5 touch. It never broke the 1 minute trend. Where if I looked at this entry right here, I can see the 1 minute trend is got to be steeper because it's got to touch these wicks here. So like the 1 minute trend, guys, remember the 1 minute trend on the 5 minute is these wicks down. So it'd really be like, you know, one touch here, another touch here, another touch here, another touch here, break, retest. So this had a break, retest of the 1 minute trend. Then when we move that 1 minute trend over here, in this case, it was a little more sloped, but it never really gave us that clean break that we are looking for. So that's the difference here on these trades. Now, when I'm looking at this,
what if it is hard for me to identify the trend line? Go to a higher time frame.
Yeah, you're gonna have to go to a higher time frame, and I can do some more of that. Sam can do that. Sam's a channel queen. So after I'm done with this example here, then you draw some channels for us. All right. So look at how this thing plays out now. So now it's a totally different trade, right? We have a channel. We took these. We got some money. So we got out of here with 4%, 1% on the first trade, 3% on the second trade. In a matter of 3 hours and 15 pips, you made 4%. 4 hours, 15 pips. Come on. 4 hours, 15 pips. You still got away with 4%. That's money. If you're trading 30 pip stop losses, that's like catching 60 pips. Realize that. High ROI trading. That's what we're here to do. Now watch what happens. Where's Price at? Price, what are you doing?
Extensions.
The extension levels. So now understand this. The extension levels is 1.5, 1.618. So when it gets up to these levels, we're going to watch what it does. But when it starts stalling out here, look at that. Look at it stalling, stalling, stalling. It kept going, right? Let it play, let it play. It makes its decision. So here's what I want you guys to understand here too. And we're gonna get to the median here. Don't worry, I know I said this is a median training, but here's what I want you to see. As price comes up here, it forms this trend. It forms a trend. See that trend? When this trend is broken, that's when the momentum switch is started. So like watch this. If I turn on the Hall right here, because guys, I want to sell it off these extension levels. I want to so bad. I'm looking at it. I'm like, yes, we're going to sell it. We're going to get rich. We're going to make money. But look at what this thing's telling me. It's saying, nope, didn't break. Nope, didn't break.
No chance. Don't do it.
Sam says no. Sam says no. No trend. And you just wait. And then look what happens. Now look at how the flow of the market changed. Do you see how in the background here, the 15-minute is in the uptrend? What happens here? It switches. Okay, so if the wind is shifting, the 5-minute, the wind is shifting, then what do we get?
Now, one thing I will say, guys, is do not be completely counting on the hole in the background to be notifying you when the trend has changed. Just like how we're using it for exit, it's going to take a little bit for that to kick in and tell you the trend has changed. So you don't necessarily want to wait for that flip. But if you see it, it's just something to basically go, oh, okay, good to know.
So this trade would have taken a while. What time are we at here? So this is midday. So if we're looking at days, like during the day, this is like Eastern time. This is like right now. This is like literally right now.
But again,
2:40.
The fact that trade took so long makes a lot of sense because it was like right now.
So for 11 hours, it only was in a 20 pip zone. But here's the thing. You should have let this thing play out, come back at Asian session, and then you would have seen the downtrend. You would have seen that this had switched to a downtrend right here. And look at that. Look at that. Now, so let's say you come back to the charts right here. So you come back to the charts, price is right here. This is a trade setup, guys. Because look at what I'm taking into consideration. Break, retouch, 15 minutes going down, 5 minutes going down. Underneath my trend line, And it's finally at this extension level that I wanted to take way back here.
It's working.
Yeah, Sam is showing this. So you could, if you did want to be extra
See,
patient.
this is where Sam is the confirmed entry because that's why I draw these channels, guys. That's why you see me draw them so much, is because I'm sitting here going, okay, let it make its decision. It's got to break and retest to the upside or the downside. And see right there, it did.
Bingo.
So I wouldn't have got in the first one, but I would have got in the second one.
And that's just patience. So you guys see how that thing played out, comes down, and then, all right, let's let this thing play for a little bit. You guys can just watch how it flows. Sometimes it's good to do this and just watch how price flows on your levels. Like this is back testing. This is back testing too. You can just go through here and just literally watch price just roll off your levels. But look at this trade, right? Maybe you got in here, and maybe you caught your money, and maybe you tried to swing it. Maybe you got in here, maybe you got in here. But guys, essentially this trade went your full 20 pips. So if you are trading an Asian session and you just let this thing ride and you went to sleep, let's see what would happen. Would you have been happy when you woke up 8 hours later? Let's say you went to sleep right after you placed this trade.
I mean, if you went to sleep at
17.
You should have hit your take profit.
Would have hit your take profit. Would have hit take profit.
You should be. You should be happy.
Would have hit that 20 pip TP. So guys, now let's speed this thing up a little bit. Let it run through. Because look, it comes all the way down. And then here's, guys, look at this. Another trade opportunity. You see this? Pause. All right. So let me just get rid of this. Just understand what we did here. Even if we got rid of all this, right? All the technical analysis is just extra confirmation on when to find your entry. All we did was take this trade from here to here. That's it. And then we could get in again and take it all the way back up. And we could have made 23 pips. And then price comes back down, and now it's going to break, right? And then here we're going to get this thing to play through.
Well, guys, I know that he's technically showing you this off of one of the upper parallels, but I want you to understand we trade the median the exact same way.
Because here's some fun facts. As soon as price does this, right here, as soon as price made this move and it broke out of that zone, price decided that this could be the median now. It's all the same, guys. Every single level is the same. There's zero difference between the median and this upper parallel, especially when there's a trend like that, when there's a strong uptrend. So when there's that strong uptrend as well. So let's check this thing out. Price comes back to this level, and then look what it does. Same thing we were looking for here, right? Wait, what were we looking for? On this level, now I have downward momentum. So now I want this same exact move. You see how it's the same move? All we're doing is looking for these moves. I'm just looking for these moves. So this is all I want. So I come over here and I'm like, okay. So when price is right here, when price is coming down to the median maybe, this is an upper parallel in this example, but this could be the median too. Because here, look, this same thing I was looking for on the median. So literally, like if you want me to take it actual, like perfectly, so let's pretend, here, see how this is what we were looking for on the median? Same exact thing. Watch, same thing. I just move it here. I'm looking for that here. I'm looking for that here. Same thing I was looking for on the median, I'm looking for on this level up here. Now, look. Play it out. What to do? Break, retouch, enter. Play out. Boom! Hit your TP. So it pulled back up, almost gave you a stop. You know, it kind of probably made you feel uncomfortable there for a little bit. You were in 4 pips of drawdown, hard. But then it also gave you the reconfirmation right here. So even if you miss this entry right here, it did the same move. Look at that. You see it? Look at it. Perfect. Did the same thing. Could have got in right here. And this trade, boom, blew up. Now, it's coming to another level. What are we looking for? Coming to another level. What am I looking for? I'm only looking for two things, guys. So let's see what it does to this level. Okay. Okay. You see how I was doing nothing? So now it's stalled out here. It's stalled out. So what do I want? Now that it's stalling in the middle of levels, here's my move. I either wanted to do this, either wanted to do this, or what was the other move I needed from back here? I needed this. So this move right here was that I wanted it to come here and drop. Let me switch it to green. That's the move I wanted. So let me move it into here. So I wanted to do this. I wanted to come up and drop. One of those three moves. What's going to happen? All right. You see how it made its decision? It made its decision. We react to the market's decision. Get in here. 20 pip TP. Right? We just react to the market's decision.
This is something that we were talking about again on the session 2 days ago, I believe, is I think the reason so many of us have trouble at times with getting in off of these different levels is we come in with a very strong bias, whether you realize that you're doing it or not. And I want you to realize what you're looking for. It's the same thing as in life, right? If you're looking for a reason to be happy, you'll find one. If you're looking for a reason to be mad, you'll find one. If you're looking for a reason to sell, you'll find one. And if you're looking for a reason to buy, you'll find that too. And so that's why we really do have to come in here when we're trading like this and try to not have a bias. Let the market show us its hand. Because you guys keep hearing us talk about we're reading the market, we're not predicting it. As soon as you come in with a bias, you're trying to predict it and you're trying to make the market do what you want it to do. Unfortunately, the market is never going to listen to you. It's just not that nice to us at times. So you really do need to come in with kind of that clear head, be like, okay, let the market show me what it's going to do. And once you get that confirmation, that's why you see all these lines, chances drawn right here. This is where we don't have that bias, guys. It's either, okay, if it does this, we'll sell. If it pushes down here, we'll buy. If it breaks retest, we'll sell off this level. And until it does exactly to the T one of those things, we do not enter the trade.
Because people are always like, Chance, how many touches, how many touches, how many touches? Look at this thing. It touched 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times. Well, 9 times in this case. But guys, always watch this here. So boom, this hit your 20 pips. 4% in the bag, money. That's a gorgeous trade. Now look what we do. Chance, what's the next trade setup you're looking for?
The same thing as those three.
Boom.
It's always this, guys.
Boom. Boom. All right, we're playing out one more time, and then Sam can go do So what it do? It shows. Sell again. Guys, come on. All right. So then price breaks through. You probably took profit right here.
Look what it's doing. Look what price is doing.
So what I want you guys to notice here. So one thing too, and even how like Sam was even saying how it looked like it was break retest, right? Understand this is where that trend matters too. You got to understand that if you're taking this trade here, this is going to be that tight trade. Because again, on the break retest, we're looking for that momentum trade. So right here. So if we got stopped out, or you might not even have entered this trade yet, because let's see how far it broke. Did it give us a full? Like it only broke 7 pips. So my thing is I want to see it break 10 pips, aka would it hit a stop loss for a buy? If so there's your rule. There's a rule you guys can add. 10 pips for the break retouch. Is it always 10 pips? No. Sometimes it's more than 10 pips. Sometimes it's less than 10 pips. I can't promise you that, but I don't really consider it 100% a break retouch unless I see it holding this level like this held up here. Like how this held right here. You see how this held that level? Like that could have been a 5 pip. Like if this trade came down and it was like 5 pips and then it just held this level like this, I still would have sold it because it held that level. But if I just got one little touch, I'm not taking that trade yet because it hasn't totally made that move. So I actually am not taking this trade yet. Let it play out. And then what's it do? It does this, guys. That's all this was. All this was a break retest above, held this level, came down, caught it, held it. This is a buy setup. And guess where you put your stop loss on this buy? Right underneath that little break. Because that was the one that really reached down for your stop loss. That's the one that would have got you. So again, sometimes you're going to get bid on this one. Sometimes you will enter the sell. It's all good. It's going to happen. Just be looking for that buy if you see this thing play out like this. Because watch this thing go. Let's see. Comes back. Gives you an extra confirmation here. Look at this.
These are just one of those trades that annoys you.
Right? Oh my goodness. How long have we been in this thing? No stop loss hit. No TP hit. Up 10 pips. It's been 2 days.
I wouldn't be in it still.
Yeah.
I'll be real.
But let's see what it's going to... It would have hit TP.
3 days later.
Right. So it would have hit TP, but yeah, this trade would have taken forever to play out. I think it might have been the weekend.
That would make sense.
Yeah, it was the weekend. It was a weekend.
In which case, you wouldn't have entered it anyway.
Yeah, in which case, you probably would have got in right here. But, all right. So, with that being said, I'm going to exit the replay mode.
We do have a lot of conversation going in the chat, actually, about kind of a conversation we ended up having last night.
Okay.
About stop profits and what do you do? Do you put the tight stop profit in and then just try to catch Basically, someone in the chat is saying that they are losing the full amount, but they're having a stop profit hit at like 4 pips.
Got you. So the big thing is, and so you're going to have to, 2 things. First of all, you might have to just make a decision. You might have to make a decision like, yo, instead of, maybe for a little while, instead of stop profits, you just close out. When you're up at 7, 10, 15 pips, you close out. But realistically, here's where you have to understand is it's the trend of the market. It's the trend of the market and the distance you're looking to catch on that trade. So when I see this trade right here, when I'm looking for this sell setup right here, this first sell, I'm putting my stop profit in very quick if I see it holding this trend line level. If I enter my sell right here and it comes down and it's holding this level, I'm entering my stop profit really quick because I want to see it break this level. But if I get on this break retest buy that we saw right here, I'm going to be slower to put my stop profit in place because the momentum is all up, 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 up. And then I'm going to hit that TP to get hit. The stop profits is it's a psychology game. It's a psychology game more than anything because it's about catching the right trades and it's always going to be changing. But here's my thing. Here's my thing that I think you need to do. You need to sit down with yourself and have a discussion of what you want to do. And if you come up with these rules and then test them and then back test by journaling. Guys, I do this myself. Where I'll backtest by journaling so I can look at my trades. So that's one thing I would strongly suggest is go through your charts. Go through your charts and backtest your trades that you're taking. Make sure you're journaling every single trade you're taking. But on top of that, what I want you guys to just understand and want to be looking at is see the difference between move stop profit into 1 pip at 10 pips or take half at 10 pips, or, you know, something different like I'm not going to put a stop profit in until and just let it hit my TP2 at 1 to 2. Or I'm going to close out at the 1 minute Hall flip on the second flip. Or I'm going to close out on the 5 minute Hall flip. What you really have to do, the main thing you have to do is journal, backtest, and test things that work for you. Because I can't tell you what psychology is going to work for you. It's the hardest thing as an educator because I honestly can't give you a real answer because my head is different than your head. Let's, Sam, can you draw some channels here real quick? I want, like, with no pitchforks, nothing on the charts, just old school channel trading, and show some channels and then mark them with the arrow where you're doing them. So you guys are going to get a little channel training here.
Yeah, I can do that. So guys, when you go on this, if you're having trouble finding these on the smaller time frames, if you go up to 15 minutes, sometimes even if you want to go up to the hour, that's helpful as well. This is where you get to basically straight technical analysis, guys. And what I'm looking for is just as many touches as possible, right? And I'm going to do it the other way. So, right? There we go. Okay, so I'll explain to you guys why I'm choosing these here in a second. But you guys see how I have this right here? We'll grab some of these arrows. And that's because I have, oops, not that one, touches here, 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 and here. So those are all touches that I have on this one. Now, when you are drawing these channels, guys, do not just draw one and then draw another one because it will be at a different angle. What you want to do is you want to right click and hit clone. It'll make the exact same little thing, and that's where you can play with this. You can go, okay, do I want to put it right here? Do I want to put it maybe up here? Like, what do you want to play with and see what's the most relevant? So I actually like this one, and I'll show you why. I have touches here. Here, here, actually a break and a retest right there. All of these touches in here. And then the really funny thing when you do this is when you do go forward or you leave these, you see how I leave them extended like this? It's because you're going to be able to see all this on here. So now, guys, I want you to understand, if you can see this break and retesting on the hourly, let's go down to the smaller time frames. Yes, trend lines are more difficult. This is honestly, it's exactly what you just said, Annie, is why we trade harmonic pitchforks. Everybody's chart looks so different. That is the entire reason we started trading this strategy, guys, is because it looks completely different. Because when you look at this, I'm going to put this in a different place, or maybe I put this one here, but guess what? Chance could put it right here, and he's still right. He's still completely right because we have touches here, here, and all through here. That's why I don't go too crazy with my channels on the session, because at the end of the day, all of ours look a little different. But what I want you to really do when you're trying to pick out your channels when you're trading is just make them relevant to where price is right now. So this was just an example I was giving you of how I draw them, but you notice it's not relevant to price right now at all. There isn't really a great channel to, well, actually, that one. Now, I want to point something out to you. Last thing I'm going to talk about with this channel is we can go more into this on another call as well. When you're
chart analysis call.
Yeah. When you're trading these guys, do not ever, ever, ever draw this channel based off of where price is right now. Ever. Don't do it. Ever, ever. Because that's you trying to force the market again to do what you want it to do. The reason that I drew this one personally was because of the touches that I had here, 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 and here. So the least amount of touches for a channel is 2. Because the third one can be a trade setup. You're basically drawing a trend line, guys, so the least is 2. So I have here and here. I obviously like more than 2 when I get the ones like back here where you just have all of these all the way through. That is what I do prefer. But this is how you can just kind of keep an overall mindset about what is actually going on in the market so that you can have that trend in mind when you do go to trade. But with that being said, guys, that is the end of our time. Thank you so much for hopping on to this session today. I hope you got some value. I hope you got a little bit more understanding about how we are drawing all of these channels, how we are entering the market. And with that being said, guys, we are having another call here in about 5 hours where we're going to be doing our Forex 101 call, answering all of your questions that you have about the Forex markets and giving you kind of an insight into what we wish we could go back and tell ourselves as a beginning Forex trader. Tomorrow morning will be our last call of the week. Make sure you guys tune in 10 a.m. Eastern time. That will be our mindset and motivation call, really going into the psychology and the mindset that you need to be successful in the market. So make sure you don't miss out on that. If for any reason you can't make it, definitely make sure that this weekend you go ahead, you watch that recording to get the value. But guys, have an amazing rest of your day, evening, night, wherever you are in the world, and we will see you again very, very soon.